My name is Graham Sherman. I am the co-founder of Tool Shed Brewing Company. Tool Shed is kind of a fun business as well. We started home brewing in my backyard tool shed here in Calgary, Alberta. My business partner and I are just a couple of IT nerds who love taking our hobbies way too far. And so we got into coffee and took that too far. There were competitive barbecuers, and when you start making good home brew in your backyard tool shed, you have a bit of an epiphany that what we really love to do is bring good people together and share good times and good stories, and that's what craft beer is about. So we quit our jobs and went after it full time. And now Tool Shed Brewing Company is sized in the top 5% of breweries in North America. We're in over 1,000 locations across Western Canada. And yeah, what makes Tool Shed special, and I think different than most breweries, and I would go as far as say a lot of businesses, is that I obsess about the experience that people have when they come in and engage in a business. So I often ask the staff, when's the last time you had an experience so great that once you left the business, you were forced to share that story with your friends, that you couldn't help but to call your friend and say, wait till you see what I just experienced. So that's what Tool Shed is about, it's not just the story, it's the full experience of coming in and the smells of the brewery and the tastes of the beer. We do sell in Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, and Northwest Territories, the provinces around us. I got to know Biopod, of course, because of Tom Lamb. Tom and I used to work together in the past, and he's one of those people that I've kind of followed his life, watching him go and work in Silicon Valley. And this was the latest, greatest thing. This was the next big journey that Tom had in store for the world. Are beating the odds and accomplished something really cool in Alberta, right? The company has kind of risen up out of the ashes of the oil and gas crisis, and we've done something really cool. So when you hear somebody now come on your tour, and I always ask, have you been to Tool Shed before? And somebody puts their hand up and says, yes, I have. I brought my parents on the tour. I'm like, oh, well, great. So I'm sorry you hear the same stories maybe on the tour, but afterwards asking, why did you come again for the tour? And he said, oh, well, after your last tour that I went on last year, I quit my job the next day. And I've always wanted to go after my dream of starting my own business, and I've always been so scared. And your stories of going after it and pulling it off, I knew I had gone to that brewery tour for a reason, and I quit my job the next day. I started my business, and my parents recently called and said, what has happened to you? Like, who are you and what have you done with our son? And he flew his folks in from Ontario and said, I'll show you what's happened to me. And he brought his parents on my brewery tour to say, this is what changed things for me, right? I got emotional when I heard that story, right? Like that, I'm sitting here listening to this guy my brewery tour had such an impact on him. You start to realize that what you're creating and what you're doing has way more impact and is way more important than just us having beer with our friends. I wasn't expecting it to be something as fun as it was, where I was thinking, I want to come back with my family, and I want my kids to build one. I want my wife to be part of building one as well. It's actually, it's along the lines of why you go and do pottery together with your family, right? And do fun experience like that, right?